Well, we did an interview, which you've seen, no doubt, hopefully, about the hyperbaric chamber. Now, while I had Mr. Houghton, ex-MHK, here, I thought it would only be good to fit you into my where are they now category of things. Because, well, to say it was an exciting time, you were making headlines, not necessarily for all the right reasons, but, you know, it was quite a bumpy last year of the administration when you were in?
I was a lively character in the House of Keys.
You could say that.
Because I represented the people. I wasn't there to be a minister and toe the party line, of course. The public know all of that. And of course, all those spurious allegations that were made about me were untrue. None of those people who made those allegations would actually go to court and prove what their allegations were. We had a committee that was against me right from the very start, who weren't interested in taking evidence from outside witnesses. The whole thing was corrupt. The whole system of Tynwald with committees is corrupt.
They were saying members of staff were leaving because of you.
What I would say, Paul, to this at this point in time, because things have happened since I've left there.
Okay, just don't get sent into hot water.
Not at all. Things have happened. Many members of staff have left those premises because they've been bullied.
Yes,
I've have left.
Yes,
and we all know those people, high-standing, high-ranking members, people who've commanded the highest of respect from many people, including politicians and people from on and off the Isle of Man, have left Tynwald because of the oppressive regime that's gone on.
And that you think
there.
that's still going on now?
It is still going on. Now, I was protecting a member of staff there when another member of staff, who I'd never spoken to, said I bullied her. And the committee would rather believe her than believe what the truth was. But now let's move on, because you wanted to know what was happening with me.
Yes.
I'm so glad in lots of ways that I'm no longer a member of Tynwald, because had I been re-elected now and seen the level of the politicians that are in there now, the new politicians, I just wonder. I really do wonder, Paul, because there are questions being asked, about seagulls on.
Well, that's just one question. You can't label that whole thing from one question.
Come on now. There's no debates. Tynwald sittings are very short. House of Keys sittings are virtually none. They're non-actionable as far as testing legislation that has been put before the House is concerned.
Yeah, but your house
there are no debates.
But your house was, I mean, at the time was incredibly. There was a lot of angst in there, and you were leading it sometimes.
Very much so, very much so. But of course, I had a different job because in the last regime, the Alan Bell regime, well, it speaks for itself on just how much the Alan Bell's government cost the Isle of Man in money, left, right, and centre, that was wasted. Of course.
An example of that being?
Well, example of that being the MEA. Do I need to go any further?
Okay, well,
you know, and so on.
Well, you head of the MEA at the one stage. Or
no,
was it the water you were?
No, I was the chairman of the Water and Sewage Authority,
which is now
and after the fact, I was deputy dog, as you will, up at the MEA. This is after the atom bomb had gone off in the Manx Electricity Authority, and of course it had been there'd been a number of people that were on that board. Since that brought it all back together, and I don't include myself as one of those, but there was an excellent team that pulled all of those pieces back together.
People might be watching this thinking you're bitter and twisted.
No, not quite far from it. I'm just saying that things have gone on since I've left, like of course they do, and not for the best. So when I came out, I thought to myself, right, well, here's my opportunity to do a bit of travelling. So I've been around the world, I've been all over the place, and really enjoyed myself. With time I had, while I'm young and able and still with my health, to do that. But also, in addition to that, I've done an awful lot of work with my brother in a property in Laxey, doing some refurbishment work and so on. So I've been pretty busy.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is you stood, and you could be an MHK right now.
Yeah.
But you didn't get in. The people didn't vote for you. And now what went on there?
Well. About two-thirds, a third of the people who normally vote for me didn't vote for me. 2/3 did. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is, Paul, by going into if I'd have been returned, successfully returned, I'd have been more frustrated now.
Could have been a minister.
Than ever before, because there's nothing happening.
Yeah, but you stood for it. You were happy to go back in.
Yes,
Come
I
on.
was. No, you're
not
quite right.
Forced up that
You're
road.
quite right,
Yeah.
and you're quite right in what you're saying. Is the fact that you'd have gone in, but because it's a whole different House of Keys now. There's there was about 12 people that were put in. Some of them are very good. But there are no debates anymore. There's nothing happening anymore. There's loads and loads of issues not being picked up by members of Tynwald,
Right,
which
so,
should be.
Okay, so that makes you
And
still interested.
That's frustrating.
Right, so that makes you still interested in politics. You certainly are following events by sounds of it.
I'm-
so you're
I'm-
not
no,
over this, are you?
No, you have to look at it this way. What the correct thing to do, Paul, when you come out of politics, is when you're out, get out and stay out. So strange enough, this is the first time I've had a conversation with anybody from the media. Is this with you now? And what we're about? Well, we're halfway through. We're 2.5 years.
And things are
into it.
changing now. You just definitely air now of a little bit of lecturing, maybe people might call it, but whatever. There's certainly a little more action in Tynwald, which I cover once a month anyway. There's
no action. There's nothing in Tynwald.
Well, not as much as what
headaches. There's nothing happening. I don't know how you still have a job, Paul. If you're going to do Tynwald, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just cover it.
Nothing happening. The members are not doing their work and testing policy in Tynwald, which is what they should be doing. And of course, people with private members' bills and other things. I still have the record for carrying for carrying or promoting the highest number of private members' bills in my time in the House of Keys.
You've got the record also for being sent out the chamber, haven't you?
Yes. Well, if you stand firm by your convictions, that's what you must do. And I always have, and I am today.
Finishing, I've got to ask this question, and I don't know what the answer will be. Well, I probably do. If a job came up the next election in 2.5 years, for instance, are you interested in that, or an MLC position, or something like that?
Yes. No, Paul. No. Well, I think the thing is, I think when you're out, stay out, move on, and that's important that you do that, and that happens with most people. And the reason why most politicians, there's been one or two over the history, have come back and tried to get back and have got back, but the rest of us have seen sense. Seen that there is life outside politics, and have moved on, and I'm one of those.
Thank you very much. Before we go, I want to give a quick plug to this web address, which is a hyperbaric, which you're involved in as well, which we've done on another interview, and it's worth watching that one as well.
And it's vitally important. It's vitally important because I now am in a really serious industry, which is all about healing people using hyperbaric medicine, and I will do whatever I can to assist and work along with my colleagues in order to achieve that aim. Because at the moment there is no hyperbaric medicine on the Isle of Man, and the sooner that's put back on the map, the better. Thank you.